Tutorial opening, the audience is subjected to a new marketplace-esque setting of Wakanda that provides new depth of story and richness of culture for the audience. The high angle and bird's eye view of the bustling city below, with the large Afro-technical architecture and bright sunny lighting, in tandem with the music that plays in the background, are representative of the feeling that the director seeks to evoke, a sense of busy, rich culture and audience immersion. It should be noted that the colors which are represented in these shots are very earthy and unlike the metallic futuristic shots that are representative of Wakanda in the rest of the film. This choice was made by the director in order to give the viewer an understanding of the combination of cultures, both with and without an abundance of technology in Wakanda over time, and the difference between a quote-unquote royal and a quote-unquote normal life in Wakanda. The shots we are about to see give a very strong understanding of a quote-unquote normal life in Wakanda, as up until this point in the film, the viewer is subjected to only royal experiences of T'Challa and his family. Giving the viewer the understanding of the cultural diversity and depth is key in providing more depth of culture and story. The use of the combination of establishing shots, medium shots, and close-ups is done to show the viewer the complexity and diversity of non-royal life in Wakanda, while using the upbeat music and quick scene cuts to give the audience a feeling of being in a bustling cityscape themselves. The shortness of these scenes recreates the quick to and fro that is present in many cities, emphasizing a realistic angle. The short cuts each focus on one subject, which we are about to see. The group walking and talking, as can be seen here, the man playing the small drum, the vendor, and the cooking, but each of them also has a background which is entrenched in detail. The reason for this is that when the audience's eyes stray from the main subject of the film, as they often do, the writers put even more for the eyes to explore. The camera being low to the ground and on the character's level in each of these shots is another aspect which makes the viewer feel like they are really there and experiencing the marketplace. The costumes in the scene are what would be described as less quote-unquote fancy than T'Challa's or the royal families, and this is done in order to add another layer of depth to the understanding of the day-to-day life in Wakanda and the immersion of the audience. These elements are done to centralize the people of Wakanda in the scenes and their lives, straying from the rest of the film's royal and superhero-esque focus. Just one. The opening shot of T'Challa and Nakia is a combination of an established shot and a medium shot, as we can see in the still here. This puts into center and importance T'Challa and Nakia, and thus explains the scene in connection to the plot, and also explains the past couple of scenes as to why we're in this setting. The two characters' dress appears more casual than usual, and the Dora Milaje can be seen following them, which gives a royal touch that separates the king from the people and continues the theme of the difference between royal and normal life. You can see the shoulder on the left. The sunlight can also be seen just cresting the head of the two figures, which may be representative of a suggestion of divinity or goodness acting as a metaphorical halo given the alignment of the characters in the plot, being seen as quote-unquote good. The scene then switches to a closer medium shot as T'Challa and Nakia begin. When the camera switches, T'Challa being in the background is represented as a kind of nagging force, a person or thing that is drawing Nakia back to Wakanda. This relationship is emphasized when Nakia has to turn her head back to address his request for her to return to Wakanda. This element is used to show that while Nakia controls her actions, T'Challa still has some impact on them. The background remains the same during these scenes, as the bustling marketplace and the costumes and lighting do not differ.
Come home, Nakia.
I'm right here.
What follows is a series of shot-reverse shots which are used cinematographically to represent the back and forth of the dialogue. The closeness of the cameras in this conversation shows the importance of the conversation and puts focus on the emotions of the characters' faces. Interestingly, the camera never stops moving in this dialogue, thus never giving the audience time to relax and catch their breath, keeping the pace and tempo high despite the important conversation, which deepens the personalities of the two characters, as well as emphasizing the tempo of the film and the meaning of that tempo to the director and how it plays into the plot.
Yeah.
Stay.
I came to support you and to honor your father, but I can't stay. It's just, I found my core.
After this quick shot-reverse shot section, the camera returns to a medium shot, which puts the two back into center. However, the shot is interrupted by characters in the marketplace seeming to walk in front of T'Challa and Nakia. Here it can be seen that the director wants to make the point that the royals may not be as important in the marketplace and day-to-day life as they are in the palace, showing again the difference and separation between a quote-unquote royal and quote-unquote normal life to give a more realism to the film. The medium shot also puts T'Challa and Nakia as on an equal level, showing a balance in power and an evenness of the control of the conversation. It is important to note that as the conversation gets more serious and legitimate, the music will go away, and the camera will switch to a master shot in a second.
Falling out there. I've seen too many in need just to turn a blind eye. I can't be happy here knowing that there's people out there who have nothing.
What would you have Wakanda do about it?
Share what we have. We could provide aid, and access to technology and refuge to those who need it. Other countries.
During this scene, the viewer becomes incredibly submerged in the marketplace setting because of the low shot with mid-angle. This angle is used to represent the fact that they are no longer in the spacing of the characters is representative of the fact that they are no longer in an agreeable, lighthearted discussion. We can see a close proximity and seemingly stern postures, as well as the Dora Milaje's stern posture in the background. This is meant to emphasize the seriousness and disagreement of the new topic. After this still, the shot-versus-shot returns, and T'Challa will make a few more serious remarks, which are illustrated by his intense facial expressions.
Countries do it, we could do it better.
We are not like these other countries, Nakia. If the world found out what we truly are, what we possess, we could lose our way of life.
Wakanda is strong enough to help others and protect ourselves at the same time.
Finally, at the end of the conversation, as we were about to see, T'Challa and Nakia cross paths and switch sides, representing an elimination of the disagreement between the two, and a movement away from their debate and into a more lighthearted conversation as is mirrored in the dialogue. On top of this, they also continue walking through the marketplace as they had stopped when the discussion became more serious, and the music resumes. Both of these things are used to represent being able to move past the debate, and are interesting film techniques at controlling the emotions of an audience member. This impasse is passed, and the film returns to a more high-spirited vibe. The shift is important in the emotions that it evokes in the audience, and the clear transition it provides between the significant debate and the warm, friendly conversation.
If you are not so stubborn, you would make a great queen.
I would make a great queen because I am so stubborn.
If that's what I wanted.
Thank you for watching.